Today we're going to talk about upper limit, and I'm going to share with you how I reached my upper limit this week, and it did not go as planned. So if you haven't read The Big Leap yet, you should. That's a book by Gay Garrison. Hold on, I'm not sure who it's from. Gay Henderson, that's his name. And it talks about how many times, I see a couple of eyes there, so good morning. Many times when we are stretching ourselves and we're growing and we're learning and we're doing all these fun things that we've only imagined possible a couple of weeks or months or years ago, that we experience what it's called an upper limit. Like, I haven't been this happy, so let me go ahead and sabotage myself. So an upper limit is basically self-sabotage, but let's talk about, we've been talking about the brain and the neurolinguistics and default programming. So our default programming from our brain, from the when we were first made, in the beginning, we were born with the instinct to survive. And our brain goes beyond what we thought possible for our survival, so we can multiply, and that way we're not extinct from the earth. So your brain's one of the part of the brain, not all of it, but just a little part of the brain, main job is to make sure that you survive. And you can see that, like, when there's a couple of kids under a car and their moms goes with superpower strength and get the car up and get the kid out, or your immediate reflex to an accident. So all of those things are examples of your brain instinct of survival. Okay. So its main job is to get you to survive. So reaching an upper limit is not only a self-sabotage, but it also goes back to your survival mode. Your brain is basically telling you, hey, I haven't done this before. I'm not sure if it's safe. And then it's scanning all your past experiences for reasons why it might not be safe. And if it's scanning for all the reasons, guess what's going to find? It's going to find reasons to prove it to you that's a mistake. You're not going to survive if you go through this. For instance, a Facebook Live, something very simple where I just click on a button and I talk to you. There are people who are, and I have been many times, completely afraid, and they literally can't click on that button, even though they know it's best for the business, because they're just, I might not survive this. What if people talk bad about me? What if people judge me? Whatever it is, people will find reasons not to do it because the instinct of survival is kicking in. And here I am talking away and completely forget about sharing. So what to do when you reach your upper limit? Well, I will tell you many examples where when I've reached my upper limit and how I've reached my upper limit lately and what I'm doing about it. So the first thing that you have to do is just to recognize, wow, I haven't done this before. And another example for that is relationships. How many times people have been in relationships, and when everything is going good, they find a reason to screw it up. I mean, I've seen it over and over again. Or even with their job, they have their dream careers, their dream jobs, they're so happy, and all of a sudden something clicks and they're not happy anymore. Have you ever done one of those things? Or the car they've always dreamed about, they finally get that car, and then they're looking for reasons why the car might not be exactly what they wanted. So all of those are examples of upper limit, and I invite you to investigate where you might be reaching the upper limit in your life. So my upper limit comes lately. Sometimes the kids and I have like a wonderful morning, and I drop them off at school, and I'm thinking, maybe I should go pick him up. Maybe the nurse is gonna call me. Maybe something's going to happen. Is this my intuition telling me that I should go pick him up? So you see how, like, we have a great morning, I dropped him off at school, I have a perfect day planned, and here I am trying to sabotage it. Another one, with like everything is going good in our marriage, we're all good, and all of a sudden I see some socks that didn't make it to the hamper, and I would get really upset about that. Well, no, it's just everything's going good. I'm nitpicking to look for my upper limit. And what has happened lately with work is that I've been approached with a great joint venture opportunity where I'm going to possibly, this is not on set yet, bring someone on board, and she's going to take care of all the all the other things that I don't get to do, like accounting, taxes, and everything else. That way I'll do the coaching and she's going to do the accounting, bookkeeping, and then that way everything is under one umbrella. And I can see, because since I'm a money coach and I do business coaching, I can actually see what's happening, and maybe the three of us can communicate. And it's not like, oh, talk to your accountant about this, talk to so about that. Like everything is under the same thing. So I find anytime that I have like a one-stop party shop that I get everything done with one thing, I'm all for it, because I'm all for simplifying. So again, we're like in the beginning stages of it. We're just discussing this, and this is very exciting. And then I start, my upper limit kicks in. I'm like, is this okay? Should I do this? Does this sound good? Like really silly things, because I'm all in. Let's try it. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. I'm all in before I'm all out. Some people are all out before they're all in. One of my bigger upper limits was reached this week. I've been a full-time coach for 2 years. I have never done a live webinar. Okay, I have recorded some webinars and I have posted and I have shared those, but I have never done a live webinar. And starting on Monday, April 1st, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, noon Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, noon Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm doing a From Survival to Success Money Masterclass, where I'm going for the whole month. I'm going to be walking everyone that comes and join. It is completely free. I'm going to be walking them how to go from survival money-wise to success money-wise. And money is such a funny and fun subject, which a lot of people would disagree, because money is not only the problem. In order for you to fix money, you have to fix the planning. How many times have you bought something that you didn't feel like buying, or because you didn't have time to look for something else? So that was lack of planning. How many people go broke on Christmas? Christmas have been happening the same time for as long as I remember. Same day, same time, and a lot of people still get caught off guard for Christmas. Isn't that funny how that works? So Christmas is another thing, a consistency. People do one thing one time and they think they're going to change their money. No, it's consistency. So for the whole month, and this is what I've found lately. I've gone through many master classes. If any master class is something interests me, I'm signing up. So I sign up, and sometimes I'm live, sometimes I watch the replay, and they're all very, very rich information. What happens then is that information comes to me and I can never implement it. Like it just doesn't flow into my day. Like I don't know how to implement that into my day. So what I've done is I created a masterclass for Mondays, and everybody in the group, we are all going to do the masterclass together. It's going to be completely interactive, so they're able to ask questions, stop me anytime, and whatnot. And then for the whole week, we're going to be implementing those subjects, and it's going to be like a building block. And we're going to do that for the whole month, which I think is going to be super duper awesome. So here's what happened with my upper limit. I created the class. I'm all set to go for Monday. Everything is really flowing and going, and I get really sick. I didn't sleep for 3 days with a bronchitis infection, and I haven't had bronchitis for about, 7 years, maybe 7, 8 years. So getting sick, my kids had the flu, I was fine. They had stomach bugs, I was fine. So this bronchitis is being my upper limit. I haven't slept, I didn't sleep for 3 days, had to go to the doctor. I've been coughing a lot, and I'm having, trouble sleeping and whatnot. Well, that's my upper limit. That's because I haven't done anything like this masterclass. This feels huge to me. My brain's basically telling me, what should I do? Like, how are you going to survive this masterclass, which is so silly. I know I'm going to survive it, and it's going to rock. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and I'll be so glad I did it. But how many times do we go through things like that? How many times do we get our job and we have an interview and then we get sick? How many brides get sick on their wedding day? Those are all upper limit problems. And the wonderful thing about upper limit is because, like I tell my kids, you own your brain doesn't own you. And if we get just that fact accurate, that changes your whole mindset, which changes your whole default programming, which changes your neurolinguistic programming, which changes your upper limit. So you see how all of those are building blocks. And that's the beautiful thing, that you own your brain doesn't own you. So don't let it own you. And if you're reaching your upper limit in any area of your life, just do it anyways. Do it scared, do it frightened, just do it anyways. Just go ahead and get over that hump, because there's always going to be another upper limit to break. There's always going to be another upper limit for you to achieve and overachieve. There's always going to be something else really exciting. And I have a coach that we coach back and forth all the time. And he's amazing. And every time I see him, I tell him I'm equally excited and terrified. So your upper limit is just that. You're equally excited and terrified, and you just have to do it anyways. You're going to survive this, and it's going to be one of the most amazing experiences of your life. So investigate within yourself. Where are you reaching your upper limit? Is it with your kids when you have an awesome day and all of a sudden you're getting angry for no reason? Is it with your spouse where you're just snapping and everything apparently is doing good and you're just snapping and you feel like, he must be doing something. What is going on? Is it with money where you're not planning, you've never had this much money, and every time there is money in your account, you feel like you have to spend every cent before it burns a hole in your pocket? So whatever it is, investigate it. Look where you have to fix, and remember that you own your brain, and do it anyways. And go read The Big Leap. It's an amazing book. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Everyone should read it. And it talks extensively about your upper limit. It gives you so many examples in how to overcome it. So this is it for me for today. I hope you all have an amazing day. Tomorrow we're going to get an RV, and we're going to spend some time in the RV. So I might not be online as much. I might not be online at all. And on Monday, I'm going to see you for this masterclass. If you haven't joined my group, come join it. It's all free. It's all in the group. There is a workbook, a downloadable workbook that you can follow along. And I can't wait to see you there. So Monday at noon, from survival to success, Monday masterclass. Invite all your girlfriends or guy friends, or whoever you think that's going to benefit from this class. Invite all of them, because getting rich is kind of like dieting. It's always better with a friend. And I'll see you next time. Bye.